Om Namaste to everyone. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shriniyaama Devaah Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangai Stushtvagum Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitai Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemihi Swasti no brahaspatir dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Mundakopanishad is the topic. After having done several months, 9 or 10 months of Advaita in day-to-day life or daily life, always a favorite with everybody. So after having done that exercise has given birth, that's why I said 9-10 months, has given birth to Mundakopanishad going forward. And why, I don't know. It is, we have been doing this for the 9-10 months, and before that we have just been doing discrete topics. And now perhaps it is time to hone in on something for regular but occasionally regular study, because we have all kinds of classes depending upon people's availability and space in everybody's busy lives. And so we have monthly classes and bi-monthly classes, and so this one will be like that. This will either be depending on people's interest and attendance, etc. It will either be a monthly class or a bi-monthly class, so that people can just ease into this and have a nice what is that called, have an Upanishad under one's belt, which is nice. It's wonderful. So if it is your first Upanishad, welcome, hearty welcome to all. And that's why we have chanted the Shanti mantras to pray for everybody's clarity to grow, to pray for its completion without any obstacles, etc., etc. So that is the plan. So let us see. We can make many plans. Let us see, if we pray that they are also part of Bhagavan's plans. That is our prayer. And so this is a delightful Upanishad to study. Very delightful for so many reasons. One, the main reason is that it is a very gentle Upanishad. What do we mean by a gentle Upanishad? Gentle Upanishad in the sense that it takes you on a journey. It takes you where you are on a journey, and then takes you to the feet of the Guru in the middle, with mantras like Pariksha Lokan Karmachitan, which we will be seeing and enjoying. And then from there it takes you on another journey back to yourself, thanks to the teaching of the Shastra and the Guru combined. So you make a pradakshina, a perambulation of yourself. In fact, this is something enacted in the Hindu tradition alone. So you do pradakshina perambulation of the shrine. And sometimes the shrine is a small little, pop-up shrine on the side of the road, wherever there is a peepal tree. A peepal tree is not tree full of people, okay? That's not what is the idea. Peepal tree is ficus religiosa. So don't imagine people, instead of fruits and leaves, people hanging from the tree. That's not peepal tree. And so it is spelled, it's a Sanskritam spelling. And so therefore, this wherever there is this ficus religiosa, this sacred tree, a small shrine will be there. And of course, in India, nobody asks permission. Like, oh, whose land is this? And I want to build a little shrine here. Nobody asks permission. So what if it is in between the road and the curb and a shop that is already established? Doesn't matter. In fact, even the shopkeeper will donate. It's all very loosey-goosey, where, the religious sentiment is concerned. It's at least until recently, that is how it has been. And so then a shrine pops up, a small Devi shrine, Ganesha shrine, something. And somebody has a dream, go build the shrine here, and then somebody else, builds it, whatever it is there. And of course, it is too much constricted. There is the road here, and if in fact it's a favorite parking spot, and then there is there behind is an electrical whatever station, substation, where like a transformer is kept, and then what else? And then there is a shop, as I said. So where you can't really do namaskaram on the road, for your own safety and the safety of others, and certainly you cannot perambulate the shrine because there is no space. So in such situations, the Shastra says, go around yourself. Why? Because that Bhagavan is here. So going around yourself is going around Bhagavan 3 times. I mean, amazing. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is Vedanta in daily life, to make a segue, okay? Because if people are missing that series, let everyone know that it's not gone anywhere. It's kind of folded in and incorporated into this one. So this is the enactment. This is the enactment of the vision in one's everyday practices and in one's everyday life, which has a really profound implication in the way that one lives, in the way that one is. And just going around yourself with folded hands, gives a great boost, if nothing, gives a great boost to one's self-esteem. Makes one understand, even in this way, even in this rubric way of going around oneself. Oh, I am worthy of going around myself. Amazing. And so this is something which is very, very beautiful. And so this is what the Mundakopanishad does. It helps you understand the truth of the I, the self, so that one finally feels that one is fit enough to do pradakshina of oneself. It is a new way of greeting the I. And that is why this Upanishad is a gentle Upanishad. Very nicely, it is not like like some certain other Upanishads are like like a pressure wash. Washing off the debris of raga dveshas, very forcefully, it's done, okay? Like Mundakopanishad, 12 verses later, it's all cleaned off, done. That's why you save the best for the last in the course of the study. So the Mundakopanishad is just like a gentle rain. A gentle rain that you are just, dancing in. A beautiful breeze, gentle drizzle. And as you are enjoying the drizzle of the Shastra, little do you know that it's taking away lifetimes of debris, of collected ragas, dveshas, grudges, and all kinds of difficulties. It's a gentle drizzle, enjoyable. It doesn't prick, it doesn't hurt, and at the same time, it is when you're not looking, you come out squeaky clean, very nice. A free shower, okay, wonderful. A free shower with some mantra soap, and the antahkarana is wonderful and ready to receive Bhagavan as the truth of oneself. In fact, so that is why this Upanishad is highly regarded and is studied, not only studied, but quoted elsewhere. Kathopanishad, Mundakopanishad, and Shvetashvatara Upanishad. These three Upanishads are quoted everywhere. In fact, you will find a number of verses in the Bhagavad Gita, taking the mantras from these Upanishads verbatim. And they are also quoted in other Upanishads. Like the famous Arati mantra, like what is that Arati mantra? It is the, Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. There the sun does not shine, neither the stars or the moon. And then, Nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yam agnihi. Not indeed does the lightning shine, what to talk of this little flame that I am offering to you. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Because of this shine, everything shines after. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This shine illuminates all that is there. Yeah. So this is, this is a famous mantra. Any ashram you go, various tunes are there, various renditions are there, and this is what is chanted during Arati. That light which reveals everything is the self-lit eye. That self-lit eye that doesn't need to be lighted up by any other means of knowledge, by any other source, because it is evident to myself. And studying Vedanta for such a long time, self-evident, 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 we keep harping on this. And then, one takes this for granted. Yeah. So the word self-evident self is a lullaby actually. It's an invitation to nod off because, been there, done that, know this already. So either I can go into a lovely vikshepa, think about what all I can do tomorrow or something like that until this self-evident bit is done, and then I can catch up later. Or I can go into laya. Laya means nodding off. So this is something which is, not to be taken for granted. At the outset, I will say this. This is not to be taken for granted primarily because the whole Vedanta Shastra rests on the fact of the self being self-evident. Think about this. If the self was not self-evident, all these Swamis and Vedanta teachers would be out of business. Yeah, if the self had to be revealed by some other self or some other consciousness or some other means of knowledge or something else. If the self was not self-evident, there's nothing to talk about. How is there an equation that you are the whole? How is there a freedom from sorrow? How is there freedom from fear? How is there, in other words, freedom from samsara, including rebirth, etc., etc.? Not possible. Because if the self is revealed by something else and it is not self-evident, then it becomes one more object in the universe. And we all know our relationship to objects in the universe. And what is our relationship to the objects in the universe? It's a small, short dalliance. Here today, gone tomorrow. And today I love this, I would love to have more and more of this, and tomorrow I'm sick of it. I'm on to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. So if the self is an object, then there is no hope of ever freeing oneself from samsara. So self-evident self let this now, this is my prayer right at the outset of this class. Let the expression self-evident self, self-illumined self, self-revealing self be a wake-up call for everyone. And it's a time to wake up and focus. That is my prayer. Precisely for this purpose. Precisely to understand the fact that you are unlike anything else in the universe. You are not revealed. You are the revealer of everything else that is there. Starting with this body-mind-sense complex, you are revealing this body. What do you mean you're revealing this body? I'm not revealing this body. I'm fully clothed. Somebody can argue. I'm not revealing anything at all. No. But in the body becomes evident to yourself. Means what? The body is an object of your awareness. I am aware of this body. I am aware of everything connected to this body, including the various aches and pains and creaks and clicks and everything. I'm aware of this body. Then, what else are you aware of? I am aware of the sense organs. I see, I hear, I operate these sense organs. I see, I hear, I touch, I taste. And never ever, my dear friends, say, I smell. Okay, that gives the wrong meaning. And then already social distancing and people are away from you. And then you say, I touch, I taste, I hear, I smell. People will go further back, okay? And then already it is isolating. I don't want you to be friendless during the pandemic. So what do we say? I pick up the smells. It's just a small little thing, okay? So I pick up the smell. So I am in charge of the sense organs. The sense organs are evident and their activities are evident to me. The sense organs go and touch an object and bring it to light because I allow them to do so. Blessed by me, that same awareness goes in the form of the sense organs and illumines things that need to be illumined. My self-lit awareness, my own awareness, which doesn't need to be lighted up. And so when the sense organs are working fine, I am aware of them. When they are not working too well, andhya mandhya, patu, so this is from the Drigdrishya Viveka. So one's blindness is evident to oneself. Andhyam, andhasya bhava, blindness is evident to myself. And then mandya, okay, not totally blind, but I'm able to see an elephant. That's all, at close range. Other than that, I don't see anything else. This is called mandya. Mandya means dull vision. That is also evident, which is what takes one to the optometrist. Okay, I'm not seeing anything, and so I need glasses or what have you. So the mandya is evident to me. Andhya is evident to me. And then somebody else, let us say, has 20/20 vision, of which they are very happy and proud. And then that is also evident. Oh, no, the glasses are for, wimps. I can see very well. Patu. These are all sense organ dharmas. So the dharma here, don't think, it is, samanya dharma, vishesha dharma. No. Here it just means attributes. So the attributes of the self organs, evident to me. That I don't see at all, that I see well, that I can't hear very well, that I, that I can't do this, do that, evident to me. And then, so andhya, mandhya, patutveshu. So all this is evident to me. Why? Because all this is illumined by that single chit. That chit means that sentient awareness, which is myself. That sentient awareness, eka chitihi. How many? How many chit? One chit. One chit illumines everything in this whole universe, including the container, the upadhi, in which it happens to indwell. Very, very nice. So you are unlike anything else. So therefore, this is the main reason. Never to take the words, even if you are a seasoned Vedanta student, even if you are seasoned, one doing Shravanam, never, ever, ever, ever take the expression self-evident I for granted. Because in these words, these words are the one half of Mahavakya. Really, this is what is yielded when we do what is called Tvam Pada Vichara. When you do an analysis into the word you, which is of course I, so when you do an analysis into the word you, what yields is this self-lit awareness, self-lit I, self-evident self, self-illumined self. So the sense organs are evident to me. Their sharpness or dullness or their absence is evident to me. Their activities evident to me. And of course, the objects that they bring to light is not possible. The objects that they bring to light is never possible without me lending that self-evident light to them and equipping them to go and contact the various objects and bring back information about them to me. So fantastic this I is, and so wonderful. And so therefore, this eka chitihi, this one light alone, constitutes everything in the universe. The lit and the lighter upper. The lit up means objects, the lighter upper, the subject. And there is a delicious obfuscation of the subject and the object in every Upanishad. This is how the oneness is arrived at. Otherwise, there will always be a duality, subject-object duality is there. It cannot be allowed to continue. It is, yes, in the beginning, that's where we are. Subject-object duality is a fact of life as long as one does not know Vedanta. Me? And what is this me? Me means wherever the sense of touch pervades, that is where I call myself as existent. This much I pervade, where the sense of touch prevails. So, if I hold my hand like this, what is this? Me. What is this? This is a not me space, okay? Because I don't exist here. So arbitrary. And then again me, not me, me, not me, me, not me, not me, not me, not me. So the knowledge of I, we can say, is skin deep by this definition, because wherever there is skin, there is I. And wherever there is no skin, no I. How strange. So then this I is as good as wherever the sense of touch pervades. This definition is at best a working definition, perhaps a medical definition, and a practical empirical definition. Why? Because you have to protect this body, mind, sense complex from other aggressors, predators. This is all, what is it called? Prakrita Buddhi, remnants of the Prakrita Buddhi, of having lived in the wild, as beasts in past lives. One learns to, be very, very awareful. Yeah, oh, what's that noise? What's this? A rustling in the behind me. Oh, something trod on a stick. What is that? Uh-oh, predator at large. Predator coming. and then I have to run. I have to do this, I have to do this, just run as fast as I can. And then you see in all these National Geographic videos, this is how the world of nature operates, with highly developed senses and a marked distinction between the subject and the object. I saw one video with a bunch of gazelles. These deer don't see very well. They are in fact color blind, and the the video simulated what the vision of the deer is like. The vision of the deer is all green, different shades of green is all they see. They don't see other colors. And underneath these shades of green is a hungry tiger waiting to pounce. And even though it doesn't know that the gazelle cannot really see it, it still somehow is able to, even though it doesn't know, it uses stealth and hides in the bushes and comes slowly right up to one of them. And then when you start thinking, oh no, the poor deers, poor deer would be plural, but poor deers here, pun intended, okay? DEARS. Oh no, the poor deers. They are going to be eaten up. They're going to be chased. They're going to have a heart attack. Oh no, what to do here now? Just as you're thinking it's all over, the gazelle, the gazelle that is closest to this tiger gets an unlikely source of help from a fellow being who does not share the same vision problems. Who are these beings? The monkeys up the tree. Yeah, the monkeys have excellent vision. They are not colorblind, and they give a warning to the forest at large. Tiger coming, very loudly. And the deer, of course, they may be impaired vision-wise, but they are not impaired hearing-wise. And they just take off, just leaving a cloud of dust behind them. And the confused and hungry tiger who doesn't know what to do, because the lunch, this is what is called takeaway lunch. The lunch has taken off completely. Yes, this lunch has gone. No curbside pickup at all. Yeah, thanks to the monkeys. The monkeys, who created this cacophony. I mean, just look how beautiful this is. Yes, this is how one lives. Even after being blessed with a gazelle life, one cannot put the cudgels down. One cannot leave one's, what is that called? These instincts of protect and, stay away from me. Defensive, offensive postures that are to one's own detriment. As the Kathopanishad reminds us, what does it say? The person of knowledge, it defines the person of knowledge as one who na kaschit gopayitum ichchati. People keep asking me, how do I know that I know? How do I know I'm making progress in my clarity, in my vision, in my understanding of Vedanta? So this is a very wonderful definition, a litmus test, if you will. Na kaschit gopayitum ichchati. Gup, to hide. The person of knowledge has nothing to hide. Desires to hide nothing. Is one with the elements, is one with the sky. There is nothing to protect. Here, gup to hide, gup also to protect. There is nothing left to protect. Why? Because the I is now no longer being, corralled as the subject, separate from other objects. The I is now Sarvatma. Thanks to the Mundakopanishad and other Upanishads that reveal this I to be everything. So the I is Sarvatma. So who is to protect what from whom? The subject resolves into the I. The subject is but a projection of the I in various names and forms. The names and forms are blessings because they delight us. They help us to transact this world of objects. They delight us, they entertain us. Sometimes they fill one with fear and misery, but nonetheless they are there to make the world a colorful place. And if you know this, it is all Leela. It's fantastic. If one doesn't know this, it is only what? La la, as in La La Land. And so therefore, this is something to understand. That what the power of the self-lit I, the self-evident I, is such that when it is totally understood as the only thing that there is, and one understands this self-lit I as the cause of the universe, Ishvara. If there is the universe and if it is intelligently put together, it must be with cause. Sakaranam, it must be with cause. And what is this cause? This cause is that which is a causeless cause. It should not have another cause, because then that cause will become the cause of the universe. And if that cause has another cause, we'll be here all night. And so therefore, what is here to understand is that it's the causeless cause. And to that cause, this self-lit I, which is experienced all the time, which is subject to experience, which is not an object, which is experienced all the time, but not as an object. This is the second thing that is very important about the self-lit I, because the self-lit I is experienced, the object is also experienced. So chocolate cake you experience, the tongue experiences, the mouth and then the nose experience the chocolate cake. And then the I is also experienced. But the experience of the I is unchanging, constant and forever, limitless. And the experience of objects is made possible because of this constant underlying, so to speak, the adhisthana, the I experience that is always unfolding. Without the I being experienced, if I don't experience the I cannot experience the objects. So object experience, the prerequisite for any object experience is the subject experience. Like even in an Indian music concert, we have this wonderful instrument called tanpura, a stringed instrument, which somebody is keeping on strumming. And the main notes of the melody, the raga, are tuned into this. So the main notes are being strummed constantly, which allows the vocalist to take off from there and to go to great creative heights of improvisation and all kinds of creative things, bringing in new ways of presenting the melody. And then going right next door to the next melody and just saying hello and coming back. And before you know it, the crowd bursts into applause. Of course, if they understand music, okay? Otherwise, they don't know what's going on. Otherwise, one is clueless. But this is just so delightful. And it's all possible because of the tanpura. So the tanpura is the experience of the I. And then all the other objects is experienced after. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Everything is anubha, shines because I shine. I am self-lit, therefore everything becomes evident to me. I am existent, therefore all other things are existent. I am here, therefore everything else is here. Without me, nothing else is there. Nothing else is there. And this is so wonderful, this is so delightful, this is so fantastic. So never again we say the self-lit self means it should be a lullaby. No. Self-lit self means you sit up and you delight in yourself. It's an occasion to delight. It's just wonderful. And so therefore the whole Upanishad rests on this I that doesn't need to be lighted up. One thing that doesn't need to be dealt with, thank God. One thing that doesn't need to be lit up. One thing that doesn't need to be made evident, thank God. So this is what we call Vedanta 101. What is Vedanta 101? I am self-evident and everything shines after. It's a fact. And it's also our entry into this beautiful knowledge. It is our entry. Vedanta is, this is how it starts. Atma, I. Atman, Atma. Atma, I. And everything else, Anatma, Anatma, Anatma. Your own body, Anatma. Why? Because it is evident to me. It becomes an object of my observation. It is evident to me. Body, Anatma. Mind, Anatma. Senses, Anatma. Other bodies, Anatma. All other objects, starting with chocolate cake, Anatma. Oh, can't we make an exception to chocolate cake? No, absolutely not. It is Anatma. Anatma, Anatma, Anatma. And what am I? Atma. I alone am Atma. This is Vedanta 101. And this is a wonderful way to this separation. This separation is important to mark. Why is it important to mark if the whole message of Vedanta is Advitiya, non-dual Advaita, Ekameva Advitiyam? If that which I need to know is one, why are you leading me on a path of duality? Well, I am not leading you on a path of duality. You are already there. And this separation is important because there is a mix-up. The Atma and Anatma get mixed up like a kitten with a ball of wool. So let us say there is a tiny kitten, about 8 weeks old, small one, and then somebody gives it a ball of wool to bat around and play. Then you go away for about 10-15 minutes and then you come back, and then there is non-duality between the kitten and the ball of wool. You don't know where the ball of wool begins and where the kitten is. And then you come back into the room and then you are treated to the sight of a mewing ball of wool. So, since when did the ball of wool start to meow? You wonder, and then you know the kitten is hopelessly, helplessly entangled in this ball of wool. When that happens to the kitten, sad it is for the kitten, but then, one can say it is kind of cute. But when it happens to the adult traversing all these things in the universe, it is uncute. It is not cute at all. It is samsara. The entanglement of the I, the self-lit I, which is glorious, which is the Lord, which is without a second, with all the other things that it encounters, is a very sad thing to watch. It is a very sad enactment of samsara. It's a sad legacy. Very, 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 very sad. Why? Because I don't know who I am. So the I gets embroiled and entangled with everything that it connects to. And you are connected to a person, and then all their hopes and dreams become your hopes and dreams, all their failures become your failures, all their successes become your successes. Like somebody came to me and then said, I have a problem, I don't know what to do. And I said, what is your problem? So this person had written one book, a fairly successful book. This author came to me, and then I said, so what is the problem? And so there was some kind of a book signing, and she decided to invite her parents to the book signing. And so, as a mark of respect for them, so instead of her sitting at the table and signing the book when people came in line, so she put two other chairs and had the parents also sit there as a mark of honor and respect. And very soon, what happened was that the parents also started to put their signature on the book and give it to all the people coming. So they, I don't know whether they thought they were helping, or they were so proud of their daughter that they just got enmeshed in the book writing experience. Without writing the book, they were autographing the book happily and handing it out. And so this is what is samsara. One doesn't know where one begins and where one ends. And so to just complete the story, so needless to say, at the second book signing, they were not invited. So they were not taken together along with the author. So like this, this is the, so my children are an extension of me. My job is an extension of me. My house is, of course, is an extension of me. Even though nobody says me house, it is my house, but then somewhere secretly, me house. And then after me house, what? I house. I is equal to the house. And thank God, this is, Vedanta Shastra is very much here to help us to not go here. Thank God. Otherwise, we are already confused. Swayam confused. We are already confused. And thanks to companies like Apple, they already have started iMac. And then what? iPhone. And there'll be a small I next to the phone. iPhone means what? iPhone doesn't mean I am the one phoning. Phone here is not a verb. Phone is a noun. I is equal to phone. That's a very phony definition of the I, okay? I is equal to the phone. iPhone. iPhone means what? I am as good as the phone. Take away the phone and I am lost. I am as good as non-existent. And this is the iPhone, iPod, iPad. And then without any of these devices, I'm mad. That's what happens. Even with the devices, I'm mad because one is driven to insanity. And so this enmeshment is samsara. If you want to define samsara in one word, it is enmeshment, where the I is not discerned, is not discriminated, is not understood, is not interrogated, is not lauded, is not seen as the truth of oneself, as one's glory. So therefore, Vedanta 101 means enacting consciously this separation in the everyday life, starting with one's own body. There is an objectivity in this separation. I, which is the one that is the Sakshi, the witness of everything, including this body, mind, sense complex and the whole universe, Sakshya, that which is worthy of Sakshita, that which is worthy of being witnessed, Sakshya, that which is to be witnessed. So, Sakshya and Sakshi, witnessed and witness. And if this distinction is not there, the witness soon becomes witless. A small difference. This is what happens. And so therefore, this Sakshi has to be kept in the forefront, at least in the beginning. We separate in order to show that there is no separation. One of the famous Vedantic paradoxes. Famous Vedantic paradoxes. And so this is Vedanta 101. So we cannot stop here. Because to stop here would be doing disservice to the vision of Vedanta, and we would be doing disservice to the Mahavakyas. Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ayamatma Brahma. All these are wonderful. Etad, Vaitat, these are all wonderful Mahavakyas which occur in the Upanishads, which unfold the vision of the I as non-separate from the cause of the universe, Ishvara, God. And so this is the vision. And so we would be doing these sentences that unfold this oneness a great disservice if we stopped at Vedanta 101. I am this, I am this self-lit awareness, and everything else is an object of awareness. This is Vedanta kindergarten, but we have to go further. We have to go further and understand the nature of this awareness. What indeed is the nature of this awareness? Because if the object is separate from I, then the vision of oneness is never possible. And if the object is the same as I, then samsara predominates. Where to go? If the object, this is what we talked about. Enmeshment is samsara. So if I am enmeshed in all the objects, then I grieve. Shochati, kankshati. So there is desire, there is grief, there is fear. And if the I is not enmeshed, then there is duality. So what to do? Where to go from this very interesting and, in a way, exciting paradox? How do we see ourselves out of this situation? Therefore, that which is called the Upanishad reveals this I and the objects that the I objectifies as arising from a single source that is non-separate from the I. So what does this mean? This means something which is very, very big. Listen very carefully, because it means that the objects and the revealer of the objects, I, do not enjoy the same order of reality. Kuch gadbad hai. So there is some problem here. And what is this problem? The problem is that they are not on the same par. The revealer and the revealed do not form the same, they do not occupy the same plane of reality. Why? There are many reasons. First reason, that which we call revealed is finite. It comes to light, it cannot broadcast itself, it is, it comes and goes, agamapayi, agamapayin, it comes, it goes, it is finite. And secondly, and importantly, it is dependent on the light in order to come to light, in order to be revealed. So therefore, it enjoys what is called a dependent reality, whereas I enjoy an independent reality because I has no boss, which is why people don't like to be bossed over. Yeah, because the I doesn't have a boss. You don't report to anybody else. Nobody is trying to, tell you what to do, who you are. Nothing. The self-lit I, which is why it is so glorious, has no overseer, no supervisor, no boss. In fact, in the presence of this light, everything comes to light, including one's own ignorance, including I don't know what? Myself. I don't know Vedanta. I don't know the Greek language. whether the ignorance is of objects or whether the ignorance is of the subject. I, this light, which is the light of the witness consciousness, lights up both of them. So then we know one more thing about this self-lit I am self-evident is as good as I know. I am is equal to I know. What do I know? I know a lot of things, but then I don't know a lot of things also. Well, all the things that I do not know, I know. So wonderful. I know what I know, and I know what I do not know. In a sense, everybody is Sarvagnya. Everybody is all-knowing. Because what is all? All is equal to Sarvam. Sarvam means what I know. I know that there are a lot of things in the universe, half of which, let us say, I know, the other half I don't know. And of course, that's a stretch. But still, just for the sake of this example, this hypothesis. So if I know what I know, and if I know that there are many things that I don't know, that makes me all knowledge, all knowing. I don't, this I know is on the ontological sense, and it never ever becomes I don't know. And I know that I don't know is something which only Vedanta can help one to understand. I know. So I am Sat, I know Chit, Satchit. How long? Do you know you are now? Do you know you exist now? Yes. What about now? Yes. What about now? Yes. How long can we keep saying yes? Yes is forever. Ananta. And that Ananta, that Anantyam is indeed Ananda. That is what one wants. One is not interested in objects. Oh, what do you mean? I'm not interested in objects. I'm interested in objects. Yeah, but look closely at the objects that you are interested in. You will find that you are not at all interested in the object. You are interested in a wrong notion of the forever attached to the object. What do you mean? Something like the house. And then somebody comes to the house, and the first question, especially in India, we have different standards of politeness, etc. In India, you don't think twice about asking somebody, what is your salary? Do you own your house? Or are you renting it? This is all just, nothing. These are all not considered personal questions at all. So somebody comes to the house. Do you own the house? Yes, says the proud home owner. But really, home owner is a misnomer because the deed is sitting with the bank. You are just paying monthly installments. You are not the owner. You are as good as a renter. No difference at all. No, but one day, 30 years later, I will own it. 30 years later, let us see. I'll own it after 30 years. And then after that, what? One has, after 30 years, one has migrated into a nursing home. Simple. This is what it is. This is what it is. And this is the whole trajectory of the life. And so here, this is so beautiful to see. This I house, my house, this identification starts off very interestingly. Starts off by, this enmeshment, starts off very interestingly. Yes, I own this. Yes, this is all me. But then you see that you and the house do not occupy the same order of reality, number one. And number two, not understanding this fact, you become dependent on the house because you want a sense of permanence or forever. That is adhyastha. Adhyastha means projected onto the house. So the sense of forever is projected onto the house. This will be there forever for me. But you're not going to be there. Ram Nam Satya hai. One day everybody has to go. And then what? And then, oh, my descendants will enjoy this house. Some kind of a solace, permanent. So again in India, if somebody asks, somebody tells, oh, my daughter, my son, somebody got a job, my child got a job. And the neighbors will say, is it permanent? And same thing, same thing. Somebody may be getting married for the 6th time. And what is that? And then this time it is forever. Forever we shall stay together. What about the other 5 times? Shh, don't talk about the other 5 times. This time it is forever. So, you don't want the objects. You want the forever that you have actually thrown. You have done a vikshepa. You have projected the forever, which is you, onto the objects. That's why one is in love with objects, because one sees there is a potential forever in the object. So, but why not understand that the subject is forever? Because the subject is not subject to objectification. The subject is not available to be made into an object. And if the person is told you are Ishvara, where, what? Where is this Ishvara? Locally unavailable. And the I, which is self-lit I, self-evident I, is not subject to objectification, cannot be made into an object. Oh, I feel bad. How come I cannot be made into an object? Because you come to light without needing to be made into an object. This is what it is. And so, the Upanishad has a few things to say. The Upanishad has a big job to do. So therefore, first it delineates the I from all other things where, like an octopus, our tentacles have gone and just got completely embroiled in the world of objects. So first you separate, and then you walk the recently separated I to Brahman, which is what is called the self-perambulation. There is not a big walk. It is a short walk, very, very short walk. Like the short and the fat Ganesha, where, who walked around his parents. That is how it is. That is how short a walk it is. At least he perambulated Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. Here, you go around yourself. This is the beauty. This is Vedanta, a lived Vedanta in everyday life. You are sacred enough, holy enough, important enough. In fact, you are the only thing that is there that is worthy of perambulating, just like doing pradakshina of the shrine. Your body is the shrine. Deho devalayah proktaha. And the indweller is Bhagavan. Jivo devas sanatanaha. The indweller is that forever Bhagavan. And so what to do? Tyajed ajnana nirmalyam. The dried flowers and debris from yesterday's puja that is still hanging around. That is called nirmalya. Remove that. And what is that? Ajnanam. Self-ignorance needs to be removed. How? Soham bhavena pujayet. May one worship the I from the standpoint of there is no other. This I is Ishvara. This I is that which is revealed by the Upanishad. This is what needs to be understood. So I will share the text here, so you can look at this. It is a work in progress. You will see why, because I'm just putting things together here. But the first 2-3 mantras are there, so it will take us for some time. It will be okay. It will give me some time to finish doing it. And so with these words we can stop here. we are so usually we meet monthly, but if there is a level of interest like today, and if people are wanting to come, we can meet bi-monthly. So the next class is on the 22nd, I believe, or thereabouts. Yes, am I correct? Can somebody confirm, please? Yeah. So yeah.
Yes, Swamiji, the 22nd.
Thank you. Thank you.
23rd.
So 22nd, so that we
23rd, yes.
23rd.
be a vigna, which is important. So we will have that, and then we will continue with the text. So here's a question from this example, book signing example, and then looking from the perspective of a mother. Although it is a father that is asking the question, but that's okay, a motherly father. Okay, yeah. So looking from the perspective of a mother, isn't the mamakara, that mineness of the mother, that ensures the survival and growth of the child since its birth? Then how can the mother let go of this mamakara? Isn't the children's failure to understand and appreciate this mamakara the cause of woes for many mothers? Well, very beautiful question. So, looking from the perspective of the mother, yes, there is a certain mother and father. There is, from the parents, there is a certain bond. You can't love a child if you don't feel a bond with it. Yeah, that's why there is my child. That sensation is there. It is prakritam. It is given by nature. But along with that, that I-ness and minus, that is there, that is given because the child is helpless and small. But here in the book signing example, the author is capable not only of writing the book, but also putting a signature on the book and handing it over to the waiting people. So so this is there so that to assure that the child grows up. Then the child has to let go. Then the child has to let go. Then the parent has to let go, because the child naturally let goes. And the children's failure to understand and appreciate them, yes, and the children are not obligated to appreciate this mamakara. They are not obligated. Yeah, they can have respect, but respect cannot be demanded. Respect and love can only be commanded by the way one leads one's life. And so I would say, let us all give our children the freedom to be who they are as much as possible. You guide them. You guide them, you help them, but after a while, one lets go, including being acknowledged as a good parent. Yeah. So that is a very, very difficult situation for many parents, I understand. And as the Upanishad progresses, we will have many more opportunities to look into questions such as these. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah. So Shubharatri to everyone. Stay well and be safe. Take care. Shubhamastu. Om Tat Sat.
Um,